And my name is Johnathan McLemore. I'm working on improving the user experience for booking a room on Marriott's website. I'm conducting this interview to better understand what you're thinking when booking a hotel online. So the questions you'll be asked will relate to a generic hotel booking experience. However, Marriott's website will be available for you to view during the exercise. Please feel free to make any comparisons between past experiences and what you see on the site. So before we get started, please note that this exercise is for Marriott's internal use only. Any information obtained during the study will be kept confidential. We'll be recording the interview for reference during decision making activities. So this recording will not be shared with anyone outside of the Marriott organization. Do you consent to the recording of the interview and its included actions?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. So let's just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, name, occupation, age, travel experiences, different things like that.
Okay, my name is Shanae. I am a user experience specialist at a software company, and yeah, I'm in my late 20s, and I travel quite a bit. I live in Boston, and my family is in St. Louis, so I travel 3 or 4 times a year to visit them. And I also travel to visit friends around the country and take a vacation at least once a year. So I travel quite a bit.
Nice, nice. So, have you ever participated in a study like this? I'm guessing, based on your career occupation, you've been on the other side of this, but have you ever been a participant in a study before?
Yeah, before I started working as a UX specialist, I was a um, software tester and I did studies like this as a participant.
Okay, nice. How did you generally feel about those experiences?
I thought it was nice to have someone listen to me and record my frustrations and really support trying to make the content better and trying to help ease some of the issues that I found with the content.
Nice. Well, that's the goal today as a activity. So to start off, we're going to get you to talk about your last hotel booking experience, just kind of a high level overview of how that was.
Yeah, I had dates in mind that I definitely needed the hotel for, and I went to a site kind of like this one and looked for those dates first, and then looked for uh, queen and king size rooms for those dates just to make sure that they were available. And I just went through the whole process and booked the site online.
Nice. So you mentioned earlier, round about how often do you book hotel stays annually?
Um, I don't book hotels that often because I usually stay with family or friends.
Hmm.
I would have to say maybe once or twice a year I'll
Okay.
actually book a hotel. Yeah.
And what are the purposes for those?
The purpose for those is that I'm on vacation and I don't have any family or friends nearby.
Do you do any hotel booking for business or other reasons besides vacation?
I don't. We have someone on the company who does that booking.
Okay, nice. All right. So when you do book a hotel, what service do you use most often? Like a website, travel agent, just on the phone?
Yeah, I prefer to do my own research, so I'll go online and go to comparison sites like Orbitz and like Travelocity and just look for good deals. Like hotels.com is another one that I will frequent.
Okay. You actually hit one of my questions here. So since you comparison shop, is price always a motivator, or are there other things that motivate you to choose a hotel? Maybe keep this in the context of your most recent hotel stay.
Yeah, price is definitely a factor, but so is location. So the last time I booked a hotel, I had a particular area where I wanted the hotel to be located. So I looked for that area first, and then I did some comparison shopping by price and by customer reviews.
Okay, nice. Have you ever picked a destination based purely on the hotel, like being really awesome, or
I have,
sorry, a hotel maybe you've heard a lot about?
yeah, I have not done that. I usually pick the destination first and
Okay.
then would go back and I'll read reviews about the hotels, but I've never picked the hotel before the destination.
All right. You mentioned that you've used Travelocity, Kayak, different places like that to comparison shop. Have has this ever led you to book in a hotel on the hotel's like main site?
Um, it's been a while since I've gone through those sites. Um, I think with Orbitz, you purchase on the Orbit site.
Hmm.
Travelocity, it compares the prices, but then it sends you out to the main page, I believe.
Okay.
But I don't remember. It's been a while.
So it would mainly be based on you're going to use this third party site, and if it happens to lead you to the hotel site, that's how you book.
So sometimes that's the case. But if I know the area well, like when I'm in my hometown and I just want to get a hotel just to have a hotel,
Hmm.
I know the area well enough and I know the selection of hotels enough that I will go directly to the hotel site.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I've done that a few times myself back home. Uh, so let's say, have you, what features or amenities might motivate you to book a certain hotel above another? Let's say you're going to a place on the beach. Would there be a certain type of thing that the hotel offers that might, encourage you to stay there instead of the one next door?
Yeah, I really just like my hotels to be clean, so I'll read customer reviews about the cleanliness of the hotels. And if it's near a beach, I would also want some air conditioning. So making sure that the hotel has working AC and that it seems like they respond to maintenance issues quickly. So the customer reviews definitely help me in that decision.
So have you ever booked a hotel that led you to maybe be a little more fastidious in researching like the cleanliness and so on?
Yeah, I've booked hotels before, where I wouldn't go back again, and because of that, I'm paying more attention to what other people say about these hotels.
Okay, nice. Have you ever booked a hotel on like a travel package? For example, like on maybe you packaged it with a car and a hotel, or a car and a hotel and a flight, or a flight and a hotel, something like that.
Um, so I've worked with a travel agent. So no, I haven't. So that was different. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Could you maybe explain the scenario with your travel agent?
Yeah, with the travel agent, I booked the flights on my own.
Hmm.
Um, but then with the travel agent, I booked the okay, so this was actually a little complicated. I was in Boston. I booked a flight to St. Louis, and then from St. Louis, I booked a package with the travel agent for a flight to Mexico
Oh,
with
okay.
a hotel.
Yeah, I could see there being a lot of things to do there.
Yeah.
So was that experience fairly favorable to you?
It was because I was traveling with someone who was in St. Louis, so I wanted to be on the same flight as that person, and it just made it easier if I booked my flight from Boston to St. Louis independently and then had the travel package for both of us to travel from St. Louis to Mexico, and have the flight and hotel included.
So aside from having them booked together, what would you say would be a benefit of doing that,
Um,
of booking a package?
Sometimes the cost can be lower when you book a package. And sometimes I we had additional like credit for um excursions. So
Hmm.
when we got to the hotel in Mexico, we got some discounts on some of the excursions that we did.
Okay, nice. All right, jump back here. So, have you ever utilized any type of rewards program like travel points, frequent flyer miles, credit card bonuses, anything like that while you're on a vacation?
Yeah, I have a Southwest um loyalty card. So I book domestic flights with Southwest and I'll use it for hotel and travel expenses and get the points and get frequent flyer miles.
So, do you sign up for a lot of these points programs, or is it selective?
What do you mean?
Would you be inclined, let's say, it's your first time on a site, they say, hey, we offer this awesome rewards points program. Just take a few minutes to sign up, and the more you stay, the more incentives you get to keep coming back. Would that be something? Is that something that you do often?
Um, I would definitely take notice of it. I just it takes me a long time to make a commitment like that. So I would need to one go to that hotel first and then check it out. And if I feel like, oh, I like this place and I could see myself coming back here, then I would be more inclined to sign up for a loyalty program. But I wouldn't. Um, I would be unsure about committing to something like that without having any experience with it.
So your main incentive would be the experience in the hotel itself. Would there be a certain anything that would entice you on a website to maybe jump into signing up for one of these offers?
Um, I guess the only other thing that would make me consider doing that, it would be the price. Like if it's for a location that I know that I will frequent, if the price is right, then I may consider it.
Okay. Or is there anything you might would see annoying with signing up for one of these programs that might deter you from using one?
Hidden fees could be a issue. If they're not blatant about additional like administrative fees or whatnot, that could be something that will turn me off from it. Or if it's something where I'm locked into it and maybe I actually want to end the subscription and I'm not allowed to end it. So it's the length of time of the commitment is also a factor.
Okay, that makes sense. Uh, all right, just taking a look at the Marriott site, is there anything that stands out on the homepage that will make you want to, dig a little deeper and explore it a little bit more?
Yeah, I love how prominent the image is. So they've used a really like nice looks comfortable and kind of casual but also slightly luxurious, and it's a nice open scenery of the city outside. So this makes it seem like this is a place where they maintain their facility and that they also just looking at the image makes me think that they would also provide good service. So, you know,
So being a usability person, is there anything that like a red flag that sticks out of anything that might deter you from being able to use this site efficiently?
um, yeah, so the first thing is because I've been doing a lot of mobile work lately. Um, so I'm just checking out if the site is responsive. So that looks fine so far. Uh, yeah, I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time on this site,
Sure.
but just first glance, I like it. I think that there's a lot of white space. It's not the content isn't crowded. Um, so what stands out to me as a red flag?
And if you don't see anything, it's okay. Marriott will be happy to hear it.
uh, red flag. What is this? That's cool. Flexible date thing. I don't see anything right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so kind of in closing, do you have any final thoughts on, let's just say, what would make you the saddest if you were booking a site or booking a hotel online?
Uh, I'm just gonna go back to your previous question. The only thing that I really see is that I don't see any other languages besides English, and I guess it's like
English in Canada.
French Canadian. I don't know. Yeah, I just think maybe that would be nice to have additional languages
Sure,
here.
sure, yeah, it's a diverse country, so.
hmm Um, what would make me sad? What was the question?
Yeah, what about booking a hotel online would make you the saddest?
So, yeah, if I had dates in mind that I wanted and there was nothing available, that would make me pretty sad. Also, if I actually booked the hotel and online and then I got to the hotel and they did not have a record of my booking, that would make me really, really sad.
I've totally had that happen before. Yeah.
Yeah. Whew.
So, do you have any final thoughts on, what would make you the happiest booking a hotel on a site?
What would make me the happiest?
Yeah.
Yeah, just that it's a seamless process that the performance is something where there's not any delays when I make a selection. That is very, very smooth transition from each step of the process.
Mm-hmm.
That the screens, that the calendar, the date selection is designed well. Let's see. That there's a place for me to enter my payment information. Um, just that it makes sense. That
Sure.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, and that
So
I
in
get
close,
confirmation. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So in closing, do you have any additional comments that you would like to add?
Yeah. I mean, I think they definitely spent some time on user experience, and I'm happy to see that. Um, there's some companies where you can tell that they haven't put a lot of effort into making their sites easy to use.
Okay. All right, Shanae. Well, I'd like to thank you for your time helping me learn more about this subject. I appreciate your consideration during the exercise. And if you haven't already, could you please email me your consent form so that we may retain it for our records. And thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, stop.